Shalom! Welcome to another episode of Weekly Torah Talks, where we share timely Torah messages relative both to the Jerusalem Holy Temple and to your lives. This Wednesday, many of the Jewish people will commemorate Yom Hazikaron, the Day of Remembrance, where we remember the fallen soldiers and victims of terror who offered up their lives to protect and bear the message of the Jewish state. A siren will sound all across Israel. Cars and buses will come to a halt. Those in the workplaces will stop working, and they will stand in their place for a moment of silence and prayer to remember the fallen. Behind me is a memorial that marks what was once a communal burial site of the Jewish community that fought in the Independence Day War here in the old city of Jerusalem. Here were once buried 48 brave soldiers who in reality were just men, women, and children fighting until their final breath to save this area, the gem of Jerusalem. Unfortunately, the Jordanians were victorious, and the city fell to their hands. The Jordanians blew up its synagogues and places of study in an effort to erase the city's connection to the Jewish people. But just as the Jews never forgot Jerusalem in their almost 2,000 years of exile, they didn't forget the city then either. With God's help, Jerusalem returned to its Jewish hands in 1967, but we'll talk more about that in a few weeks on Jerusalem Day, Yom Yerushalayim. Just as we will hold a moment of silence, these 48 soldiers have held an eternal moment of silence ever since they fell silent some 77 years ago. Their bodies have been reinterred, and they are now buried on Har Zaitim, the Mount of Olives, overlooking the Temple Mount, the place that their souls fought for. I want to take a moment to understand the connection between the fallen soldiers and the Beit HaMikdash, the Jerusalem Holy Temple. I heard the following story from a friend. Rabbi Avigdor Nebenzahl, the once chief rabbi of the old city of Jerusalem, was once at either a funeral or memorial service for a fallen soldier by Har Herzl, the Israeli military cemetery. Rabbi Nebenzahl was not a young man at the time, and those around him encouraged that he take a seat. To their surprise, Rabbi Nebenzahl refused to sit down. He explained that this event for the soldier is a holy place, just like the courtyard of the Beit HaMikdash. And just as in Jerusalem's temple courtyard, most people are forbidden to sit, so too here in this holy place, one is forbidden to sit down. Put another way, going to a soldier's memorial is similar to entering the Beit HaMikdash. Perhaps we can explain the rabbi's comparison as follows. This story wasn't given over regarding a doctor or firefighter who fought to save others, but specifically a soldier. And it wasn't about a soldier for any general country, but rather it was a soldier fighting on behalf of Israel. Rabbi Nebenzahl didn't simply say it is a holy place and therefore one cannot sit, but rather he compared this Israeli soldier's memorial event specifically to the courtyard of the Beit HaMikdash. Maybe what Rabbi Nebenzahl meant was that since this soldier fell fighting for the land of Israel, whose crowning gem is the Beit HaMikdash, it is as if the soldier was fighting for the temple itself, and if so, we must treat his memorial event as if we entered the temple. This sheds a new light on Yom HaZikaron. Remembering those who fell to protect us would certainly have been enough to warrant a day or several days in their memory. But we are remembering even more. We are remembering soldiers who fought to try to bring back the temple vis-a-vis their efforts to protect and honor the Jews and ultimately God in the land of Israel. I think for this reason it is so appropriate that just a few feet from this memorial of Jewish soldiers who fought for the old city, the area closest to the Temple Mount, we find a verse from Sefer Zachariah, the book of Zachariah, that describes a prophecy about the redemption that has already been fulfilled in our days. Come, take a look. We are now walking towards a square that is shared by several old city schools. Next to this square there's a verse etched into one of the walls. Look at the verse. Ko amar Hashem tzivakos, so said Hashem, Lord of hosts, old men and women shall yet sit in the streets of Jerusalem, each man with his staff in his hand because of old age. V'rechovot ha'ir mal'u yiladim v'yiladot misachkim b'rechovoteha. And the streets of the city will be filled with children, boys and girls, playing in its streets. It seems that I have not come out during recess, which is unfortunate, but we can see several young children playing here, and if you come at recess time, there will be many more children playing in the streets. These children are a fulfillment of the verse, and this shows that the soldiers who had been buried just a few feet behind us did not fight in vain. Rather, they were part of the efforts that brought this prophecy to life. This Yom HaZikaron, we remember their sacrifice, and we give gratitude to their fulfillment of the prophecy. We hope that no more sacrifice will have to be made, and we hope that very soon God will bring us the final redemption with the Holy Temple around the corner and Mashiach in our midst.